Hi, it's Dr. Kim D'Eramo, physician, speaker, #1 best-selling author of the Mind Body Toolkit, and founder of the American Institute of Mind Body Medicine. And I'm going to talk to you today about getting out of your head and getting into your heart, actually living your life from your heart space, the space of your emotions. I was in yoga this morning and had this experience. The teacher asked us to check in before class. How's everybody feeling? Do you have shoulder pain? Do you have neck pain? And the place that I live in here in Colorado, it's very expansive. And so people really allow themselves to be seen. And so I just shared what was going on for me. And what's been happening, what I've been feeling has been this deep sadness and like a heaviness. And so I just shared from that space what it's been like, what I've been feeling in my body. And as soon as I started to speak to this sadness and this heaviness, like everybody in the room turned around and started nodding. Like, I am with you. I know exactly what you're feeling right now. That's been living in me too. And we don't tend to communicate at that level. We actually, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. Made a lot of money this week. Or I'm good. My kid got into school or won an award. Or like, it's facts and events. It's stuff that's going on in the head. And there's so much suffering that's happening because we have been living in our heads. We've been trying to do our life and communicate from our heads. And we've been trying to figure things out, figure out our problems, solve our problems from our head. And it won't work because there's like all kinds of old records playing in your head that are telling you the truths, the conclusions, the judgments, assumptions, and all kinds of limitations, limiting beliefs that prevent you from ever going deeper into who you really are, into experiencing the depth, the richness, the abundance of life, the thing that we all yearn for. And so right now there's this seasonal change. And so my instructor is an herbalist, the yoga instructor I was with, and she was talking about what is supportive right now, that this is a season as we go into autumn, that energy draws in, and then the external stuff falls away, like the leaves fall away on a tree as the energy draws in. And that this is a season that brings up grief. Now, it doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to feel all this grief and this is a bad thing. It just means that there is energy that's ready to fall away. Like you experience something so that you can release it. We experience despair, or like I was feeling this sadness or this grief. If many of you, are having this right now, I know a lot of people have been communicating with me recently that my depression is so intense, I can't stand it anymore. Please help me. I can't live this way anymore. It gets really loud. It gets really intense. And so this is one of those times of the year with this transition that can happen. And I'm not going to tell you that's like, oh, that's normal. Don't worry about it. But I am going to tell you there is an amazing purpose to experiencing this depth of ourselves. And the way I've been experiencing it, because I've heard from a lot of you, we had a webinar last night and there were so many people making comments about, please help me. I can't stand this depression. It's killing me. And so for me, there's a huge sense of compassion because as I feel this depth, this heaviness and the sadness that I've been feeling in the last day, I know that it isn't my own, or it's not only my own, that other people share this too, that we are connected. And when we come from a unity consciousness standpoint, we can allow ourselves to experience things much more deeply, much more fully, and with a sense of compassion and appreciation for what we're really going through. And one of my favorite movies I've been watching lately called Inside Out, and it's all about the emotions that live inside us. Our emotions live in us. We are acting from our emotions. We are making choice from our emotions. We are emotional beings. There's one scene where joy, like the emotion of joy kicks in and gives the girl an idea. And then the girl goes, hey, I know this great pizza place down the street. Let's go for pizza. We tend to think that our ideas, our thoughts, our actions are rational, but they all stem from a space of emotion. And in that movie, there's fear, and fear does a great job of protecting Riley, the main character. And then there's disgust. Disgust makes sure, we navigate the world in the right way. Like, oh, I'm not going to hang out with those people. Oh, I'm not going to wear that. I'm going to wear this. So there's a sense of like acceptance, belonging, and disgust takes care of that. We're not eating broccoli. So there are all these different characters that live inside this girl, Riley. And anger, stands up for things and gets angry and makes a stand to take care of Riley. But the one character that's in there that doesn't really get a lot of love is sadness. And what you find through the movie, so sadness is this young girl is transitioning. She is beginning to enter puberty. And what happens is mostly she's lived with all of this joy. Her core memories are memories of joy. Her thoughts, her actions, behaviors, mostly joy. And now she's deepening into sadness. She's deepening into something else, a whole different energy. And all of the emotions, the characters in the head, they're like freaking out, like, sadness, stop touching everything. You're making everything sad. This is bad. Let's just keep sadness away from everything because Riley needs to be happy. It's all about joy. And oh my gosh, we have lived our entire lives, our whole society's about that. Be positive. You got to be joyful. Be joyful. It's all about being joyful. But what they find toward the end of the movie is that sadness deepens joy. And so as this girl goes through life, it's no longer this superficial sadness, joy that's about like, oh, la, 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 everything's great. It's all about joy. There's a depth there that allows her to go so much deeper into herself, into her emotions, and that only enhances the joy she can experience and feel. And so then they all come on board and they actually put sadness in charge of this growth, this process. And it's really a beautiful movie. But that's what happens for so many of us. We reject the darkness, we reject the heaviness, we reject the despair. I can't stand anymore. It's not good. I don't want to feel this way. And it is really hard to feel that. But the point is that despair, that heaviness, grief, sadness, when we allow ourselves to embody it, to feel it, to breathe it, to acknowledge it, to express it, right? Like how many of us share it? We're actually taught to be ashamed of feeling like that. Like you shouldn't feel like that, just feel joy. So we put all this pressure on ourselves when what actually happens is that we move through, inevitably we move through if we release the resistance to feeling despair, to feeling heaviness, to feeling sadness and grief. We allow ourselves to move through that. And if we have compassion for ourselves, and for everyone who's grieving in the world, and we just allow ourselves to experience the energy of grief, the intensity of it, the heaviness of it. What does it feel like in your body? My teacher asked me this morning. Where do you feel that in your body? And I was like, right here, just right here. And everyone was like, we are so with you. We can support each other around this grief. We can support each other around despair. We can support each other around everything. And you know what? Energy moves. Emotion is energy in motion. So if we allow it with a sense of compassion for ourselves and compassion for others, that energy will move and it will open to you to something so profound. Joy beyond your wildest imaginations, not just la la la, fluffy joy, everything's great, actually real joy. After my class today, there was this amazing man and he got dressed, he was on his way to work and he just looked at me and had known what I'd shared. And I just had like tears in my eyes of how much energy moved for me in the yoga class. And he just held his arms out to give me a hug. And it was so beautiful. Like there wasn't anything that needed to be said. It was just like, I know how you feel, but not in a space of, yeah, life sucks. I know how you feel. I feel really bad too. It was such a space of abundant love, like so much love. And I just received it. We had this amazing, beautiful hug and I just let myself be held in the space of my grief. And then it was gone. It was gone. I experienced something so beautiful, the sense of love. So that is what is available to us. And that's what I want to share with you. There was something else I wanted to say. And I also have something else that's starting up next week. We're having a webinar on Wednesday on the 4th, and I want to invite you to that. I will include a link here. We're inviting people into a group coaching program, and this is called Radical Health Coaching. It's about being in action to move toward who you want to be. Not about learning more stuff, like let's do this program and learn a bunch of stuff. It's actually about guided action, letting your action be guided so we're navigating life from a space of our true selves, from a space of that deep inner knowing. So we will connect you with that inner knowing within you that guides you to create who you're ready to be, what you're ready to create, what you're ready to experience in your life. This program has been hugely successful in the past, and I've sort of upgraded it. I've added an amazing coach in there who will be working with people privately, and we'll be discussing that opportunity and also doing some of the work that we'll be doing in the coaching program. So if you guys want to participate in that, it is open for everyone, and we will be kicking off the program next week. So let me know what questions you have, what you would like help navigating around in your life, what's coming up, because we are all ready to emerge into the greatness that we truly are. Share this with people that you love. I am happy to support you and support the people that are in your life that you know that might need support. And be sure you're subscribed at drkimd.com. I'm sending you my love, and I will see you soon.